Tomi Lahren has been fired from the conservative network The Blaze after roughly about a week of being suspended from the show. And Tomi Lahren is no doubt a very unorthodox type of host. She rants, she's highly opinionated, she says what's on her mind. But she made too many opinions when she spoke about her decision to be pro-choice and how she doesn't feel the government has any authority to designate those rights against women. And that really set off high-powered wigs in the ultra-conservative Republican Party. She was first suspended, then let go. Now, there are other rumors that she did not get along with particular people in the staff. There were people that didn't like her for certain reasons or various reasons. But what we do know is this comment alone got her at least suspended and very well fired. But if we looked at Yiannopoulos, his criticisms of a statement in which he made, which I will not talk about on YouTube, but if you know what he said regarding young boys, was thought to be very offensive. And he was also forced to resign. You see, because we live in the world that open ideas are not available to the public forum. If you do not feel a certain way or think in a correct algorithm that a particular part of society wants you to feel, they'll remove you. And to think we live in a country that talks about democracy. We welcome the development of ideas, the differings of opinions. But if your opinion happens to be different, folk will do all kind of things to take you down. Now, Tomi Lahren is a person you may not know. But as usual in my videos, let us make this about you. Because you're listening to this video. You're watching it. The question is, what does this have to do with me? Well, I want to know in your life, what views or opinions have you had that have cost you a friendship? What views or opinions have you had that have cost you a job? What morals or things that you have had to stand on somebody just could not accept? How many of you have to avoid political conversations, afraid to tell people who you vote for? How many of you find yourself avoiding religious conversations, avoiding on telling people what you believe? Do you believe in God? Do you not believe in God? Are you Muslim? Are you Christian? And you see, now it is a time in society where you cannot disclose any of these things. It's almost to the point disclosing sexuality is a problem. And I'm talking about heterosexuality. After all, wasn't there a person in the NBA, WNBA, she said that she was ridiculed for being heterosexual? You see, now the world is evolving into a streaking bullet designated to hit those who think for themselves. We are not open as a society to open ideas. Reverting back to Tomi Lahren, and I'll put this back on you. She attacked Black Lives Matter. She attacked feminism. She attacked so many things that were against the left. And I applauded her in her attacks against Black Lives Matter and against feminism because those things don't make any sense. They don't make better people. They don't create better communities. Definitely not Black Lives Matter. There's been no improvement. There's been no development. Nothing benefits African American males like Black Lives Matter. It doesn't. There's no benefit. Instead, we should come out with some sort of program to stop black men from encountering the police. See, that is a conservative solution. The conservative tries to stop things from happening. The left complains when things happen. You are not preventive. You complain afterwards. And that kind of reasoning from Tomi Lahren, I applauded her. But the thing about it is, everybody is not going to share your opinion. Tomi Lahren is not pro-life. Now, maybe she could have said it in a better way. She did call certain people stupid. And sometimes in life, I understand it's the way you say things. But see, the problem is there was no issue when she was talking in that fashion against the enemies. When she talked in that fashion against Black Lives Matter, there was no issue. She offended many people. Many African Americans were offended by her tone. They found that to be hateful. And once again, hate speech is what people consider it. It's not what's in the definition. It's how they consider it, how they see it. It has nothing to do with the actual definition of it. It's how they see it. Oh, I feel you hating on me as hate speech. Hate speech. I'm being bullied. You're bullying me. That's how liberal the world is. And they can get away with it. Same thing with Lahren with feminism. She attacked those people too. The Blaze had no problem. Tomi Lahren is going to attack anything based on how she feels. That's what makes her great. You understand? What makes a person great is also what makes them weak. This is exactly why when you're fighting a fighter or a boxer, a fighter like Floyd Mayweather, he tries to take away your best thing that you do. And if he can do that, he can easily beat you. And the thing about it is you got to go with the punches. And see, what the conservative media is showing and the liberal media is showing is that both sides do not want to have an open dialogue. Van Jones went through the same issue with CNN over his praising of Donald Trump. Same issue. They wanted his head. Now the Republicans want Tomi Lahren's head. And I mean, no doubt, I believe she will be on some network or will go out and venture out on her own, like, Milo Yiannopoulos will do and be very successful. But the issue is that I have is, where is society going? What forms can one say how they feel without fear of persecution? We might as well be living in the African continent right now, full of dictators. This might as well be the Liberia where William Tubman was president. This should be Zimbabwe of Mugabe, where if you say something people don't like, you're paying for it. And that is not the definition of free speech. It's just not. And I believe, in closing, for those people who hate Tomi Lahren and are glad to see that she's fired, I want to see how sick you sound, how miserable you are as a person. That you are so happy that somebody is losing their livelihood for the fact that you don't agree with them. See, that's how stupid and petty some people are. They will rejoice in your failures. I'm seeing people going around YouTube, people going around talking about how they're happy Tomi Lahren got fired from the Blaze. They're so excited about this. But what have you done? What have you done in your life? What career have you built for yourself? You're happy because a young lady who's 24 years old, who's not out there stripping, who's not out there being a prostitute, and she's an attractive white lady. Sure, she could have no problem doing that. She's not selling her body. She's debating and using intellectual platforms. And many times, and I give her credit, she doesn't just debate people on the Blaze. She goes to other folks' place. Trevor Noah, she went on his show. She went on ABC. She takes on all challengers, showing that women can do other things. I think she's a good role model for them. But the biggest haters of Tomi Lahren are women themselves. In particular, a lot of melanated women are haters of Tomi Lahren. And I won't call other names or that particular group, but they're melanated. And you know what I'm talking about. And one of the reasons is I believe Tomi Lahren's very attractive to some men. And this young lady goes on to other folk platforms and she interviews people and she puts out her ideas and how she feels, even though the crowd is hostile to her. They call her names, they boo her. She goes anyway because she's not afraid to say how she feels. Society needs people like that. We need people like Milo. We need people like that who are going to say how they feel and don't give a damn how you feel about it. Clips of Oregon. And people are trying to silence everybody that they don't agree with. And that is not how we grow as a society. It's a futile, immature way to deal with something. If you don't like what somebody's doing, then you don't listen to them or you challenge them. And I know things are business decisions. I understand that. But to fire somebody based off of one statement when that person has been a warrior for the right. I'm saying it. She's been an absolute warrior for the right. And she's done an excellent job. Milo, despite his flamboyancy and personal lifestyles that people may not agree with, he's been a warrior for the right. And we need people like that. Everybody's not going to feel the same way that you do. A conservative is not a person that looks a certain way. And Republicans need to understand that. All Republicans are not going to be clean cut. All Republicans are not going to be agreeing with abortion. Or you're going to have Republicans who are going to support gay marriage. That's what is going to happen. Everybody's not the same. And you have to welcome those ideas because people are different. People see things different than you. You may see an opportunity that I don't see in something. And then you grab it. I'm here looking stupid because I don't see what you see. That's what makes it beautiful about the world. We need to stop shunting the involvement of ideas. The world needs to stop doing this. We are not living under a theocracy. My God, this is not a government dominated by scripture. It is a government that is dominated by the ideas that are spoken, the ideas that are being developed, and the world is becoming complete candy asses. You're trying to train people in a certain thought, and the conservatives and the Democrats are both as guilty. And we see it in the black community. Oh my God. The black community is nothing but the hub of brainwashing and Kool-Aid drinking, in liberal thinking, disgusting thinking. And it's unfair. It's unfair to the people who want to be able to say what they want to say, but to be afraid because to think about it, if you say how you feel, you're next. Tomi Lahren found that out. Milo found that out. And what you're going to see, I suppose, a lot of new outlets that are going to be independent from big radio stations, from bigger networks. You're going to see this, and that is good because we need the small guy's voice. We need the independent voice. We need independent rationality. We need independent thinking. And we have to be able to say what we want to say or how we feel about the world and the issues that are affecting us. That is how we learn from one another. So I really am thankful to all of you people who have supported this channel. I'll be making more videos and content directly on here. I'll be starting another channel soon. So I really appreciate you. Thank you. God bless all of you for supporting me in what we're doing. Thank you for those who have subscribed to the NegroManosphere.com, an independent news outlet speaking about the black community. If you have not signed up right now, what are you waiting for? Email me, planetelshay@gmail.com. We'll get you subscribed. Thank you for those who have donated. I just got a donation from a brother, a great donation to support the site. I thank you, brother. God bless you for your donation. I really appreciate what you're doing. We will not stop. As Tomi Lahren and Milo Yiannopoulos will not stop. Black men have a voice too. We will also be heard. We will continue to be heard on this platform or other platforms. We have our voice. And the world needs to hear from us. The world needs to hear from the Tomi Lahrens. The world needs to hear from the Milos. And it has nothing to do with the fact that we agree with them completely. But we are welcome to their ideas. That's the truth. And so it is said. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.